Hey everyone, welcome to the Entrepreneur Motivation Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Bello, and I'm recording the audio into my phone here, so that's why I have one headphone if you're watching the video. But I'm actually in Denver, Colorado with my girlfriend, and we just got to our last Airbnb. I haven't been actually posting very much about entrepreneurship stuff on my stories if you follow me on Instagram, but I have still been getting the content out there on time, Mondays and Thursdays without fail. And so this is the first episode I'm actually recording in Colorado. I did have some pre-recorded before going, but I wanted to just talk about how you've got to be able to balance having fun with also getting things done. Fortunately, but also unfortunately, I had two clients wanting to close early, and so they wanted to close this week while I was on vacation, and there were some moving pieces and things that I had to take care of, and it resulted in me having to answer phone calls kind of in between things that we were doing, check emails, forward things, do updates and amendments and stuff like that. And it was a little bit annoying at times where I'm trying to walk around and enjoy things, and then my phone's blowing up with texts and calls. And we were walking through one of the markets in, where was it, Lake Dillon area, or Frisco, I think it's called. And I get a call from a realtor who's trying to get a house for his buyer, one of my listings, and they're at the house with the inspector, and no one is there at the house to open it up. So from Colorado, I have to call the seller, call the tenant, leave a voicemail, send text, and see if I can get that thing sorted. And fortunately, we were able to get it coordinated. The tenants went there. They were 15 or 20 minutes late, but the inspection got done, and everybody was happy for now. And so it's all about fighting those fires and delegating whatever you can possible. So there's been a lot of times where I've just been sending stuff to my transaction coordinator, having her do stuff for me. I also brought a couple of agents to get leverage who are helping me. I have two showing agents right now, and they're able to show clients houses for me or open up the doors and do final walkthroughs for me, all while I'm here on vacation. I actually was next to a creek journaling and just hanging out with my girlfriend while my clients closed on their house, and they sent me the pictures. I got to update it on my social media and say, hey, congrats clients, they just got their first house. Super exciting. And I'm going to get a commission check from that, and I wasn't even there to facilitate the closing or anything. They were able to take care of all that without me physically being present. And so I'm still working on that fine balance. I'm sure you have times like that as well in your life where you're not sure of how much should you do and how much should you say no to. And I'm especially finding this to be true now that I'm actually just working for myself, because there are jobs that I've had where when I check out. I put my out of office on, and there's other people to take care of stuff. But right now where I am, I don't really have a lot of other people who can do all that stuff for me, so I'm having to do it. And it does kind of stink because I've said this before, the buck stops with you, the buck does stop with me. Like if I don't answer an email, I'm the bottleneck in the transaction. If I don't get back to somebody fast enough, maybe their client will make an offer on another house instead of my house. And so I have to know that I'm not going to win every single battle. There are going to be deals that fall through, and I just have to be okay with that. Another thing that was kind of annoying was I got a referral for a lease client who was looking to get a house or rent a house, and I helped her out a little bit. I guess I wasn't as clear as I should have been from the get-go, because today she texted me like, hey Chris, thanks so much for your help. We found a house and signed a lease. I'm like, really? You did? Because I'm supposed to do that for you if I'm going to get paid on it. And so I kind of sent her the little emoji showing like nervous or shy or whatever, like, oh cool, congrats, I didn't get paid on that, thanks so much. And she apologized, but I guess that comes back on me on not educating her that when she found a house, I was supposed to be the one to help her and her not go directly to the lease listing agent, because now I don't get any money out of that. And it could have been a $2,000 commission right there. And so while I kicked myself a little bit, I also know that I have two deals closing this week and another closing next week, and those are higher dollar deals. So I can't kick myself too hard. I have to be grateful for the deals that I do have closing, for the vacation that I'm on, for the time I've been spending, the really cool Airbnbs that we've been hanging out at and whatnot. We've gone hiking. Last night we went hiking an hour through pitch black darkness and through Rocky Mountain National Park. And so all these different things that I'm doing are getting me out of my comfort zone and making me more and more willing to take on things that I'm not really sure about, and knowing that no matter what happens, I'm going to be okay because I've figured things out in the past. I've overcome challenges in the past, and there's no problem that's too big to solve. If you have that mentality, then you're not afraid to take on new challenges, and you're not afraid to do things that you originally were afraid to do possibly. And so I'm continuing to say yes to more and more things, and to take on bigger problems that other people are afraid to do. Sometimes other people run away from things that seem scary and like a lot of responsibility, and I kind of like to run towards that because I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm not sure how to do it yet, but I'm sure I can figure it out, or I can find the people who are able to do it for me. And so that's another lesson that I want you to have, is that you don't need to know how to do everything. You just need to know who can do it, so that you're able to delegate effectively to the people who can make things happen. And so I just wanted to do this quick message for you today to keep the podcasts rolling on track. And I'm going to get more content for you whenever I'm back at home. My camera battery is also low, so I'm probably going to get cut off here in a second. That's why I'm wrapping it up so soon. Hope you are all doing well. Make sure to follow me on Instagram if you're not already, at chrisbello09. You can kind of see some photos and stuff from the travels, and look at my stories and see what we've been up to. But with that being said, if you have any guests or anything that you want me to interview soon, or you have any ideas for topics you'd like me to cover, just shoot me a DM on Instagram, again, chrisbello09, and I'll be happy to create some new content around that. So I'll talk to you all in the next episode of the Entrepreneur Motivation Podcast, and thanks so much for tuning in. Bye.